Hello everyone, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Welcome back to our March and ETO Jobs channel and today's date is 8 March 2025. So without wasting time, आज के क्या job dates हैं for every rank we'll see in this video. So watch this video till end and subscribe our channel for the daily latest updates. So let's move on to the next job opening and start with our rating side. For ratings, there is an opening in Burkan Ship Management. They required engine fitter for their oil and chemical tanker, mid-range tanker vessel. 12 month of rank experience they required for here, and additional requirement they required is basic DCE of the oil and chemical tankers. So if you have, so share your CV here as an engine fitter. Then IMS Ship Management required fitter for their tanker vessel. They required relevant experience on tanker and they required COP and USC1D visa is mandatory over here for sharing your CV. Then Ocean One Ship Management required able seamen for their oil tanker ships. Oil tanker expense is required over here. Joining will be as soon as possible, immediately. So urgent opening over here. ABB Ship Management required Ocean able seamen. They required for their oil and chemical tanker. GIT they have mentioned is 11,500 tons of the ship. They required rank experience on similar type of vessel. So if you have sailed on oil and chemical tanker as a Boshan or AB, so there is an opening for you. So these are job openings for today's latest job openings. So apply by today only at 11 AM and please let them know you got to know from Merchant Navy Correct Jobs and join our WhatsApp channel for daily update, latest updates at 10 AM. You will get all these links. So just go through the description box, just click on the link and you will get to know about all the job openings for today. So just go through that. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Let's move on to the next job opening for Masters. For Masters, there is an opening in Kiva Shipping LLP. They required master for their Aframax tanker. Minimum 12 to 15 month of rank experience they required on this type of ships. They required only white COC. So if you have Indian COC, there is an opening for you over here. Then V ships required master for their SPJUB units, means Jacob barge vessel. 2 years of rank experience they required. So if you have, so there is an opening for you. Keniva Shipping required master for their Panamax bulk carrier. They required Indian FGCOC. They required, if you have UKCOC also, they accepted. Singapore, New Zealand, they are accepting here. Then Blue Fortune Ship Management required master for their oil tanker ships. Joining will be as soon as possible. So hot job opening for you over here. They have not mentioned any experience required over here. Andromeda Ownership Company required master for their Aframax tanker. Minimum 35 month as a master if you have sailed on this type of ships. So there is an opening for you. 10th March will be the joining date. So today is 8. By tomorrow or day after tomorrow there is an opening for you. There is an joining date for you. So Scorpio Marine Management required master for their chemical tanker. Minimum 8 month of rank experience they required. They required IGF advanced COP and they required USC1D visa over here. Mid of April they required to join the ship. So if you are available, so share your CV there. Let's move on to the next job opening for chief officers. For chief officers, there is an opening Budkan Ship Management. They require chief officer for their oil and chemical tanker, mid-range tanker vessel. 12 month of rank experience as a chief officer they required on oil and chemical tanker ships. So there is an opening for you. Kiva Shipping LLP required you for their Aframax tanker vessel. Only white COC accepted and minimum 12 to 15 month of rank experience they required over here. Column Ship Management required chief officer for their DP vessel. If you have NCV COC, so there is an urgent opening for you over here. V ships required chief officer for their Jacob barge. So if you have NCV COC, there is also an opening, but they require 2 years of rank experience on similar type of ships. Starship Vessel Management Private Limited required chief officer for their gear bulk carrier. Relevant expenses required over here for sharing your CV. They required FGCOC. Then Scorpio Marine Management required chief officer for their chemical tanker. Minimum 8 month of rank experience they required. And they required IGF advanced COP as well as they required USC1D visa. And joining date they have given mid of April 2025. So these are the job openings today. Blue Fortune Ship Management required chief officer for their oil tanker ships. Joining will be soon. Mitsui OSK Line required chief officer for their VLCC. They required for VLEC and they required for LPG carriers. So these are the job openings for chief officers today. If you know any of your chief officer friends, share this video with him and so he will get to know about all the job dates today and he will apply by today. Let's move to the next job opening for second officer. For second officers, let's see, there is an opening in Columbia Oro Ship Management. They required second officer for their DP vessel. DP advanced with good experience on HTS vessel is required over here. Andromeda Ownership Company required second officer for their Panamax tanker. Minimum 6 months as a second officer on this type of ships is required. USC1D visa is mandatory over here for sharing your CV. So apply via email, apply via WhatsApp and WhatsApp. So there is lots of link mentioned on this link. Just click on tap on this link. It will redirect to you the person of the particular company like Nimbus Marine Group or Andromeda or we can say Anglo Eastern. So if you click on this, it will redirect to the person where you have to share your CV. We have mentioned all the message and all. You just need to rename your name. Then after you need to upload your CV. That's all. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Let's move on next job opening for second officer only. So there is an opening in Nimbus Marine Group. They required second officer for their DP2 vessel. Nationality they asking for Indian. V Ships Leisure required second officer for their ferry Belaria ship. So there is an opening for you in cruise also. So apply by today only. If you have cruise experience, it will be bonus for you. If you have not, just apply. Let's see what happened. Columbia or Ship Management required second officer for their DP2 vessel. 180 days in DSB or MSB vessel is required over here if you have sailed on this type of ships. So there is an opening for you over here. Let's move on next job opening for third officer and last job opening for deck side. And let's see if there is an opening for you as a fresher or not. So Burkan Ship Management required third officer. They required 5 third officers for their oil and chemical mid-range tanker vessel. 12 month of rank experience they required. Valid advance certificate tanker certificate means they required advanced DCE over here for sharing your CV. If you have, so share your CV here. Ocean One Ship Management needed third officer for their oil tanker ships. Oil tanker expenses required. Joining will be immediately. Mitsui OSK line required for their VLCC, VLEC, LPG carriers. They required third officer for their these type of ships. Minimum 6 months of rank experience they required on similar type of vessel. If you would like to apply for VLEC, so you must have experience on very large ethane carrier ships. Then Alba Marine Service Private Limited required third officer for their bulk carrier ships, minimum 8 to 12 months of rank experience, and they required similar means if you have sailed on bulk carrier vessel as third officer, so there is an opening for you. Contract duration they are telling 4 to 6 months. So share your CV over here. Very less contract months is there. Ocean One Ship Management required third officer for the oil tanker. Oil tanker experience is required over here. Joining will be immediately. ABB Ship Management crew required third officer for their oil and chemical tanker. GRT they have mentioned is 11,500 tons. Minimum 5 months of rank experience they required. Must have white COC. So if you have Indian COC, there is an opening for you over here. Blue Fortune Ship Management required third officer for their oil and chemical tanker ships. Relevant experience is required over here. Joining will be very soon. Anglo-Asian Ship Management required third officer, and there is an opening for you as a junior watchkeeping officer also. If you have cleared your second mate COC, there is an opening for you here in Anglo-Asian Ship Management. Vessel type they have mentioned tanker, bulk or container ships. So share your CV by today itself and please let them know you got to know from Watch Any Video Coded Jobs. But how to share your CV? Just go through your WhatsApp. Just go through find channel section, search there Watch Any Job Dates. On the first tab itself our channel will come. Follow us by today, and on everyday basis you will get this type of link which is SC free, fraud free and agent free. We are verifying all the job openings, then we are posting here because trust matter for us. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Let's move on next job opening for engine side, and let's see what are the job opening for chief engineer today. For chief engineers, there is an opening in Kiniva Shipping Private Limited. They required chief engineer for their Panamax bulk carrier. They are accepting Indian COC and UK COC, Singapore, New Zealand COC also. VR Maritime required chief engineer for their bulk carrier ships, and they required for container vessel. Joining will be immediate. They have not mentioned any of experience criteria, so share your CV over here if you have cleared your MEO class 1 and want promotion. Synergy Maritime required chief engineer for their container vessel. ME engine experience is required over here. Joining will be within 2 days. So 10th of March will be the joining for you here. Blue Fortune Ship Management required chief engineer for their oil and chemical tanker ships. Relevant experience required on similar type of vessel, and joining will be very soon, they have mentioned. V Ships required chief engineer for their jack-up bars unit. 2 years of rank experience as a chief engineer is required on this type of vessels. So these are the job openings today for you. Let's move on to the next job opening for second engineer today. For second engineers, there is an opening in Columbia Oil Ship Management. They required for their DP vessel, offshore job opening here. Starship Vessel Management required second engineer for their gear bulk carrier vessel. Relevant experiences required over here. Blue Fortune Ship Management required you for their oil tanker ships. Mitsui OSK line required for VLCC, VLEC or LPG carrier. They required minimum 12 months of rank experience on similar type of vessels. So if you have, so there is an opening for you. OSM Thome India Private Limited required second engineer for their oil and chemical tanker, minimum 24 months of rank experience they are asking, and on around 2nd of April the joining date will be there for you, so 1 month is there. Columbia Oil Ship Management required second engineer for their DP2 vessel, 180 days in DSV MSB ships if we have sailed, so there is an opening for you. These are the job openings for every rank. So if you would like to know about your rank only, if you are a 4th engineer, want to searching for job for 4th engineer and watching this video from the starting onwards, so we have mentioned all the timestamps in our description box. Just click on that link, it will redirect you to your rank. Just go through that. We'll meet you in the next video with next such updates. Till that, There is another opening for third engineer, fourth engineer is there. So let's see. For third engineer, there is an opening in Sulin Ship Management Private Limited. They required for their oil and chemical tanker ships. GRT they have mentioned is 17,000. Any COC they are accepting here. Then Ocean Ship Management required third engineer for their oil tanker ships. Oil tanker expenses required over here. Joining will be immediately. Alba Marine Service Private Limited required third engineer for their bulk carrier ships. Minimum 8 to 12 month of rank expense they required. Type specific vessel if you have sailed on bulk carrier vessel, so there is an opening for you. Man and BMW MC engine experience also they are asking, and joining contract duration they have mentioned is 4 to 6 months. Blue Fortune Ship Management required third engineer for their oil and chemical tanker ships. Relevant expenses required over here. Joining rate will be very soon, very urgent. Let's move on next job opening for fourth engineers. For fourth engineers, there is an opening in Starship Vessel Management. They required fourth engineer for their gear bulk carrier vessel. Relevant expenses required over here for them. Mitsubishi SK Line required fourth engineer for their VLCC, VLEC or LPG carrier. Minimum 6 months of experience they are asking as a fourth engineer. Alba Marine Service Private Limited required fourth engineer for their bulk carrier vessel. 8 to 12 month of rank experience if you have sailed on bulk carrier. So there is an opening for you here. Blue Fortune Ship Management required fourth engineer for their oil tanker ships. They required relevant experience on similar type of vessels. So these are the job openings for today's date, 8th March 2025. We'll meet you in the next video with next such updates. Till that, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Say no to agents. Subscribe us, follow us on Insta, follow us on LinkedIn. On everyday basis, whenever we'll come with merge and decoded jobs will come, it will be for sure agent free job, it will be SC free job, it will be fraud free jobs. Just go through that, apply there, and by mistake we have posted anything and they are asking money for joining. So just let us know, we'll stop the posting for them. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. We'll meet you in the next video with next such updates. Till that, say no to agent, no to fraud, no to SC.